It's so exciting. I thought we were going to launch a rocket.
We did launch a rocket. We launched us.
Yeah?
Hey, Mike.
Hey,
how's it going?
Guess what? Neither one of us are in the studio today.
I'm at my at-home studio.
Neither one of us are even allowed in the studio today.
Hey, guess what? We're unemployed.
Yay! Wait, no.
No. A week ago today, Mike and I. Oh, by the way, I'm Val.
I'm Mike.
And a week ago today, we were let go.
It was a week ago yesterday.
A week ago yesterday, we were let go from our morning show at the radio station that we did for almost 7 years together.
Crazy.
6 years, 9 months. The Val and Mike show on B98.7 no longer exists. I still have paraphernalia here from
Drug
the pandemic, like the signs.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to have those, but what are they gonna do with them? I don't even know.
Oh, the stuff with our name on it?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they've destroyed all that.
Hey, Susan, we miss you as well. This is random Facebook user. Hey, friends.
Hi, Facebook user.
We are here, and we just wanted to chat with you guys today. Christy says, I so miss you on the radio. I love the Hey, Val. Hey, Mike. I love your laugh, Val. Oh, thanks. Thanks. What's funny about my laugh, is when I first started the morning show, I was told that laughing on the air was a sign that you felt uncomfortable.
Oh.
Wow.
Guess what? My garage door just opened. I wonder who's here.
And so
I'm not expecting anybody. Maybe it's the Cumulus police.
Maybe it is. No, I was told that it was like you shouldn't laugh on the air because it sounds like you're nervous. Well, and so for a while I just tried not to, Mike. But then like
I'm on a podcast right now.
Like I can't help it. Like this is just who I am. So
yeah, I think if it's your genuine laugh, that's far different than a nervous laugh.
Yeah,
for sure.
So what have you been up to since you've been out of a job for a week?
Well, it's kind of interesting because I'm still recovering from my broken ankle. So I'm kind of limited on mobility. So without a job and with a broken ankle, I haven't been able to do too much. It's my daughter with her spastic dog. That's who's here.
Oh, the cute little new babe. The new dog. Cute. This is how it works when you do stuff from your house now. I have been doing this for my house for a while, so I've got a room with a door, but Mike
and you've got the fancy microphone and headphones.
I do have a microphone, headphones. I've got a little halo light over here. But yeah, so Mike we thought we would see how doing a podcast would be, and if anybody wanted to talk to us. By the way, if you are watching us live and you are on the Val and Mike group page, you do have to like the StreamYard app because it doesn't show us your name. If you're on the Val and Mike Facebook page, for some reason the group thing is weird with Facebook and StreamYard. Okay. But if you're on the Facebook page, then I will be able to see your name. So that's the difference.
Okay, so if you're on which page? The Friends of Val and Mike?
The Friends of Val and Mike. It's our group page. You do just have to go and click on the StreamYard and accept it. You have to accept using it. So in the future, if you don't want to deal with all that, just go follow us on Val and Mike page. I will also be sharing our YouTube, my YouTube link later, because right now we're just going to be on my YouTube page, and you can also watch us there live and comment there as well. Please follow us on all the things. We appreciate you.
And this is just something we're going to try once or twice, and if we like it and people like it, maybe we'll keep doing it. Val's been trying to talk me into this for about 4 years. And it's been kind of like, well, we're on the air together 20 hours a week. We want to do more.
This is the thing. The show between the show was way more entertaining than the show, but there's a lot of things that we can't say on the air because it's not appropriate. It's not that it's bad. It's just not appropriate for the station, right? For me, I have not been able to sleep, Mike. I'm either up until 3 a.m. or I wake up at 3 a.m. Like I cannot find a place to go.
But at least you can sleep at any point in the day now.
Right? But I want to try and get on some kind of schedule
right.
so that I'm not all over the place when I do finally get a job. And also, you guys know me so well that when something drastically changes in my life, what do?
You color your hair.
I am now a redhead. But Mike,
That's not too drastic though.
it's subtle because the last time I was red, I know you weren't a fan of it because it was like bright red. And this is more of a copper, I would say, when you're in a chick flick like rom-com, you know, that girl red hair, it's like that. It's very subtle, very natural.
Auburn?
Not quite auburn, but a little more coppery. It looks weird in this light, but you can't see it very much. But anywho, that's enough about my hair.
So I've been applying for jobs like crazy. I've been doing that, trying to network with people I know, and there's been some really kind people that have been helping me try to find something. And you know what? This is just something that happens in radio. This isn't the first time this has happened to me. I think it's the first time it's happened to you, though.
Yeah. No, it's the first time. A lot of people miss your dad jokes, so you might have to throw in a dad joke every now and again.
Okay. All right.
And Brad says he can see his name now. So yeah, so people are they're starting to figure out the thing. We miss all of you. It's weird when we sit. Oh, Susan's hair is a dark purple now, dark plum purple. That's fun. It's weird because Mike and I would sit in a room together and just talk to each other, and we can't really see like who's out there hearing us. And so once we said that we weren't there anymore, and so many people were like, "I listened to you every morning." It was really
there really
weird.
were people listening to us.
But yeah, it was the first time for me, Mike, because I'd never worked on the air before.
Okay.
Because promotions people usually don't get fired.
The one thing that I've found that I've been doing over the last week is I'll see something online or on TV and I'll think, oh, we got to talk about that on the show. Oh, yeah, we don't have a show. Here's something I just saw today. The Minnesota Department of Transportation had a Name Your Snowplow contest. I think Salt Lake City did this recently, but I don't ever remember hearing the results. The number one name, and these are now all snowplows with these names, but the number one was Betty Whiteout.
I love that.
Which I think is awesome.
I liked the Big Lebowski one.
Control Salt Delete. That was number 2. Big Leplowski was number 3.
I love that.
Plowsaurus Rex. Scoop Dog.
Scoop Dog.
Blizzard of Oz, which is a reference to an Ozzy
Are we going to
Osbourne
see
album.
Scoop Dog at the Super Bowl?
And Edward Blizzard Hands.
Love that.
I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl halftime show. I think it's going to be really interesting.
I just realized I am not going to get to see it live because I will be in Alaska.
I'm sure that they have it live up there.
Yeah, but I'll be doing other things, man. Like, I'm in Alaska. I'm not going to sit down and watch the halftime show. Maybe if we're like done with what we're doing at the time, but if I'm in Alaska, we're probably going to be doing other things. So.
But what about going to a cool little hole-in-the-wall bar and watching the Super Bowl?
I mean, if I had a husband that cared about sports at all, other than hockey.
He doesn't care or drink, does he?
No, he doesn't. He would, if I said that I wanted to go, he would totally do it. This Facebook user says, I really miss the conversation and dad jokes. You guys made my commute to work better when I started at 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. that's a big day. That's a long day to start to work. Oh, hey, here, Val. Brad got us the names from the snowplows here in Utah. If you want to read that one off.
Oh, good.
Can you read that? He said Notorious, PLOW, Flake Effect,
that's great.
Ice Eccles, Snowy McSnowface, Snowby One Kenobi, Rudy Snowbert, No More, Mr. Ice Guy, and John Bond Snowby and Sugar Plows.
Sugar Plows. I was about to tell you a dad joke.
Oh, okay. I'm here for it.
Hey, Val.
Hey, Mike.
It doesn't matter if you're tall, short, fat, thin, rich, or poor. At the end of the day, it's night.
Do you have any being fired dad jokes?
Well, let me work on that.
Losing your top job. Dad jokes. Yeah, so I just want to say too, is the music behind us too loud? Because I haven't, this is new with me playing music behind a podcast from this. I'm trying to make us sound as professional as possible. Yeah.
Christy says, why would they fire you both if the ratings were so high? Well, Christy, here's the thing. The ratings weren't high. But not just for us. The whole station is lower in the ratings than it's been in a really long time.
Yeah.
Brad says he can't hear music. I can't hear music either.
Oh, I can in my headphones. So
maybe it's just in your head.
I mean, we've known this was a thing for a while now.
Maybe you just got music playing in your head.
Maybe I do. I don't know. That's fine.
So our contract ended on February 15th. So they didn't really necessarily, I mean, they did fire us, let's be honest, but they chose not to renew our contract was the official reason we were given.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I mean, we can't like go around like, oh yeah, my contract just ran out. No, we were fired. Like we were let go.
Brad thinks it's all the ED commercials.
Or the oily stool commercial.
Yeah. It was a commercial about oily stool that our boss hated. You know, honestly, I think there's too many stations in Salt Lake that are playing that same kind of music, and there's just not enough people to support that many stations. And unfortunately, right now, the station we worked at is at the bottom of the heap.
Yeah, but they're looking for 2 new people, 2 energetic. What was the 2
I don't know. Should we read the job description?
Yeah, sure. If anybody wants to take our jobs out there, they're looking for 2 people that are better than us. So
Susan says the new morning guy's bad. Okay, he's not permanent.
He's not the new morning guy.
Although he might be.
He might be. They might. I mean, I sent the job listing to some people that I think would be good, because I do want people to work. So good to hear you, Tracy. Tracy is with me on Movies That Make Us. So he does my podcast with me over there. We talk about movies. And Mike, you would actually agree with most of Tracy's thoughts about movies than mine.
Oh yeah.
You guys fall, except for Sharknado. He loves Sharknado. But I think everybody has that thing that they love, that kind of weird movie type, and he's a Sharknado guy. But then after that, he's all technical, and you guys fall in the same line.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, here it is. And maybe there's something in here where we missed. Cumulus Media Salt Lake City is looking for a dynamic morning show host. Now, that's singular.
Oh.
On adult contemporary B98.7, our people work in a state-of-the-art facility, they said with a straight face. Take pride in the community and value teamwork. If you have a passion for music and can deliver conversational, relatable content, be focused, creative, connect with your audience, and love radio, let's talk. Board work, remotes, production, all part of what we do. Show us what you've got.
I work in a state-of-the-art facility as well right now.
In your basement?
If we're going along with what they think is state-of-the-art. Hey, it's Amanda from Bingham. I accepted StreamYard, but it's not working. I miss you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe it will work another time. I'm not sure.
Or Amanda, just hop over to the Val and Mike page rather than the Friends of Val and Mike page.
Yeah. This is another Facebook user. I preferred 80s music, but listened to you both for a good while and felt close to you guys. Well, that makes me feel like at least we were doing our job somewhat. That you guys felt like you were friends with us, because that's what we tried to do every morning. And I feel like I'm missing something with my day because we're not talking to all of you. So, like go ahead.
I was just going to, here's some of the things they're looking for.
Oh, okay.
Produce a compelling radio show by using creativity, imagination, exercising independent professional judgment in writing, producing, interviewing, taping, or broadcasting on-air content. I don't even know what that means.
Is somebody breaking out of jail in your house? What's
No,
happening?
it's that puppy that belongs to my
Okay.
daughter, and
I love it.
she is drinking
it.
out of the metal water bowl, and her collar is clanging on it.
We need to play a game. I'll start getting some prizes
What's
from
that
some
sound?
movie. Like, what's the sound at Mike's house? And I could give away prizes because I still get prizes. Actually, I think I left with a crap ton of prizes that were still mine. Yes, Amanda, we can see you now. Good. Everything's working.
How about this? Great with phones and interacting with callers, interviewing artists, guests, and hosting live events. I think we were pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Connect with listeners on the phone, social, video, on site.
Now, this is the thing about the phone. That's one thing I want to say. Don't hate me, but nobody called us.
Ever.
It
No.
was like pulling teeth to get people to call us. And our boss would say to us, like, if you played callers, then people would call. So if we were judged on not getting phone calls, then I could see why we got fired.
So you know how we had that like topic of the day where we'd post on Facebook and then people would comment on Facebook. And then typically we'd have 2 or 3 people that would call us for that topic. We called those people and said, hey, we saw your comment on Facebook. Can we call and pretend like you're calling us?
Oh, hey. Brad.
My daughter
wife-
hasn't been home in a week. Comes home right during the podcast. Yeah.
We're glad she's there. Brad says, my wife always thought it was funny that the radio host knew me by my voice and by sight when they saw each other in public. But that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, that's, you know, that's, I love it when we all knew who each other were. That's the community that was the goal. So,
yeah, there's a bunch of you that we would know by voice or by face.
Yeah, Christy, you were definitely one as well. You played a lot of our games. You let us call you a lot. So I appreciate that. And we're not here. This episode in this show is not about us bashing B98.7. I really enjoyed my time there. Mike and I didn't even talk to each other before we had the morning show. We were in the building with each other for a year and really only talked to each other when we had promotions meetings.
But we worked on different stations and we worked in different departments. It wasn't that we hated each other.
I thought Mike, and nobody remember, we're just saying everything. We're chilling. It's easy going. Don't be mad at me for comments. I thought Mike was like super Mormon. And then we got on the morning show together, and we had never really like spent a whole lot of time together outside of like talking events and these promotions meetings. And he started telling me like dirty jokes, I think to like relax me a little bit and to let me know like we can have some fun here. But did you know that I would be okay with these jokes, or were you just like crossing your fingers?
I don't know. I mean, now looking back, you know that Brianna, please get your dog. I don't know what's going on. Looking back, I don't know what I was going to say. That's just me.
Yeah.
And so I guess had you had a problem with it, you probably would have said, I prefer you not say those sorts of things, and I would have stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but it worked out well because secretly, I love a good dirty joke.
Yeah.
And
I know what I was going to say. The other thing is that we're so like wholesome and squeaky clean on the air. I had to balance that out.
Yeah.
With some dirty jokes off the air.
Yeah. But I find myself over the past week doing something and thinking that would be really great to share, because I always shared a lot of what I did in my life on the air, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I guess I can go post it on Facebook, but that's lame.
Hey, do you want to talk about Rudy Giuliani being on The Masked Singer?
I don't watch that show, so fill me in on this.
Well, apparently he's not unmasked for another month or 2 on the show because it just happened in filming. So we know that Rudy Giuliani was on the show. We know that he was unmasked, but we don't know which character he is. But when he was unmasked, Ken Jeong and Robin Thicke both walked off the set in protest over them having him on the show.
Oh, wow. I mean,
how did he go from America's mayor on 9/11
Trump.
Being one of the most, okay, that's the short version, yes.
Sorry, like I don't like, however everyone believes politically is fine, but Rudy Giuliani went from somebody that we didn't respect to somebody that we highly respected during 9/11 and
To a joke.
to Trump basically making him a joke. And I think that's what Trump does so that he doesn't look like a joke, is that people below him, he just gave in and did. I think anybody, no matter who their boss is, if you give in to your bosses every whim 100% and you do whatever they say, no matter what, you're a joke. If you're following the rules, that's different. But Rudy Giuliani was doing things he wouldn't normally have done, right?
So I saw somebody said, I don't know what character he was, but he should have been a squid on Masked Singer because spineless and shoots ink. Do you remember when the ink dripped down his face?
That's weird. Now, this is the thing. I get that not liking someone, you want to get up and walk out and whatever, but they're on a show. This is like our job, where we were on the radio station. You're on a show where it's inclusive of everyone. You have people that watch all over the place. Now, Rudy Giuliani hasn't got convicted of a crime recently. And so, like, they kind of, I feel, am I wrong in saying they should just suck it up?
I mean, I don't know.
If you only have people on the show that fall in line with your beliefs, that's going to be a pretty boring show, right?
I would contend that The Masked Singer is a pretty boring show.
We don't watch it.
No.
So.
Our boss so wanted us to like that show, and I tried, and it's so stupid. And if you like it, that's fine, because there's stupid shit that I like too. There's the first swear word.
He watches a lot of stupid stuff.
I watch Curse of Oak Island, which is one of the dumbest shows on TV. So I'm not saying that if you watch The Masked Singer, you're dumb. I'm just saying it's not my kind of dumb.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. We have some more. Susan Carter. Riley says hi. He misses you. Hey, Riley. Hey, Susan. Let's see. Allison. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea about what?
She wants us to spill the tea about what's going on at Cumulus. But the thing is, we've kind of told you everything.
Pretty much. There's not.
Yeah, we weren't good enough at our jobs.
We got off the air Thursday, and they said you're done.
And I wasn't even there. I was still home on COVID leave, so I got fired over the phone, and then had to go in later and drop off the Comrex and pick up all my stuff and all Mike's stuff because he had left it there.
So I got fired in person, and then there was somebody that was like escorting me out, not like a security guard or anything, just one of the other managers. And I went in, and I was so like just kind of blindsided that I said, well, I got my mini fridge. I'm not worried about anything else.
Yeah.
So Val was nice enough to go in later in the day and get my stuff. And I got to tell you, I threw everything away except the air purifier and that little bowl. I threw everything else away.
I'm glad that I found that bowl, because I remember you talking about it. Is this your sister?
That's my
calling you out on Court TV?
I am so addicted to Court TV, and being unemployed with my ankle still broken, I have watched so much Court TV. It's stupid.
This is the thing, though. He doesn't just watch Court TV. He also has an app on his phone that tracks police radios. So he's now not just watching it on TV, but he's listening to it and just reenacting it like live in his head, like what's happening. You're kind of a nerd in that way. Like,
I'm a total nerd.
You make fun of this stuff in my life.
Hi.
But hey.
That's Brianna.
Hi.
She doesn't live here anymore, but all of her stuff's here.
Half of it.
She has a bedroom here. She just doesn't.
Do you think your parents ever said that about you?
Well, I never lived at a girlfriend's house.
No, but like, were you out so much as?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They were like, well, you're not here anyway because you're always gone.
Yeah.
I
love you too.
Yeah.
Say bye, Maple. Say bye.
Bye, Maple.
Did you hear her?
I now dog sit Maple.
That's your grand dog baby?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain to me what this Spotify thing is?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I don't quite understand all of what's happening.
So the Joe Rogan Show is a podcast that's on Spotify.
Right.
And I think most weeks it's the most listened to podcast in the country. And so it's a big deal for Spotify to have the Joe Rogan Show. Well, he's kind of an anti-vaxxer, anti-science.
Yeah.
Anti anything that is, science. And he's also said some kind of racially insensitive things in the last week or so. And so Neil Young, who
the musician,
been around forever, he's 113 years old, said you can have Joe Rogan or me. And so Spotify pulled all of Neil Young's music. Now,
wow.
The other part of this is Spotify apparently pays a half a penny per stream.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody streams a Neil Young song, it's a half a penny. Now, he doesn't even get that entire half penny. Some of it goes to his record company.
Right.
So Spotify has been accused of kind of screwing over musicians by not paying them enough.
Mm-hmm.
So now about another dozen artists have followed Neil Young and pulled all their music off of there too. And then I saw that SiriusXM, which is Spotify's probably biggest competitor, they now have a Neil Young All the Time channel.
Nice. That is smart.
Yes.
That is smart.
I thought that was
crazy,
really
though, that they would just get rid of. I mean, Joe Rogan has a huge following, and I have to say, he gives good face. Like, I could watch him react to everything. Like, I want to watch. Like, have you seen the memes where you have Joe Rogan doing his?
Oh yeah.
But they have it playing next to that supermarket sweep.
I loved Fear Factor. I love Joe Rogan when he's doing WWE stuff. Not WWE. He does the real fighting.
Boxing. Doesn't he do boxing?
No, it's the cage fighting.
Oh yeah. Okay, Brad put, it still didn't make sense to me that they would let both of you go at the same time. You both were the faces of the station all over the website and in public. Yeah, but that's all deleted now. Like, that's how quick and easy that is. Not a smart idea if the station is floundering at the bottom. So what they think is that if they get rid of us and they bring in some people that are better, that the station will get better. But what will happen is they'll need to promote those people and they won't. And so it'll be the same thing. Mike, do you have his pillow?
I did keep the pillow, Brad. Yes. Yes, I do still have the pillow.
You need to put that like behind you during the podcast because I love it. I love it so much.
I forgot about the pillow. I did keep the pillow. MMA, of course, is what I was trying to remember.
Hey, Gary.
Joy, aren't you at work right now? Isn't my wife at work right now? Are you supposed to be doing this?
A lot of people are helping you out with the MMA. And
so, Brad, I think by firing us both at the same time, they figure it's just like pulling the Band-Aid off.
Yeah. It was both of our contracts. They just want to start something new. But this is the thing. So I'm going to get into this a little bit. We'll intermittently talk about the station and then go into other things we want to talk about. But and this is an hour show, so we still got 30 minutes. So I worked for B98.7 as a promotions director back in 2014 for the Bee and the Bull. And I was hired the same day that Todd and Aaron got fired. Okay. And Todd and Aaron was a huge show that everyone has heard of, but they didn't have very many listeners. They had a lot of really loud listeners, but their ratings were not great. And people thought the same. I had to deal as the promotions director with all the hate mail, everyone on site telling me, why did you fire Todd and Aaron? Like all this stuff. And guess what? Within a year, people forgot it. In less than a year, people forgot about that. You still listened to the radio station in the morning. People still tuned in. Sales still sold spots. Although the show that they had, I went through in the 10-month period that I was promotions director, Mike, I went through 3 different syndicated shows.
Yeah.
And I only worked there for 10, 11 months before I had gone on to FantasyCon. And then I was at FantasyCon for a year. And then in 2015, Dane and I became the morning show people. So they don't really give morning shows a whole lot of time to grow on B98.7, I don't think. Like other morning shows in Utah have been on the air for 20 to 30 years. Right?
I mean, they give us almost 7.
Right, but that's still baby years compared to everyone else. And we only got promoted. Like, did we ever have, I think we had one time where we had a sign. It was like our second year. We had a billboard.
We had a billboard?
I don't think it had our faces on it, but it had like B90 Val and Mike, B98.7, I think, like after the second year, but we never really had promotion.
Right. And here's what they'll do that's frustrating. They'll bring in a new morning show and they'll put billboards up to promote them.
Yeah.
That'll be frustrating when that happens.
Yeah. Well, in the syndicated shows that we had, I actually created and shot and edited commercial TV spots for the syndicated shows. And we never had a TV spot, did we? I don't think so.
We were on TV a little bit with Fox 13 when we would do cross promotions.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of like we really appreciate you guys, and if you stick with us here, you know, when we do this, that'll be really fun. But I think they understand that you guys will still find a station to listen to in the morning, and whoever they bring in will also be charming and funny probably, and you'll probably start liking them as well. And we're okay with that. We understand the cycle of how this works.
One more thought on Joe Rogan. I've tried to listen to his podcast several times because so many people tell me it's so amazing. And I don't get it. Apparently it's not for me. It doesn't seem like anything ever happens.
I've never tried to listen to it because I just know, like, because of all the things you said, I don't really follow his, like, what he stands for or believes in outside of MMA. Like, MMA is entertaining and in that kind of thing, but there's nothing that he would say in a podcast unless I wanted to listen to something salacious and be angry later. Which I know sometimes you like to do. You like to get angry sometimes, Mike.
There's people angry at Adele.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad that we gave away some things to Adele.
Well, she's going to reschedule those Vegas shows, I guess. And so, yeah. But she canceled all those Vegas shows. And she said it was because a bunch of her crew had COVID. But it's come out now that it was a big disagreement between she and the person that was doing like the set design and how the show was going to look. But here's what Adele has done this week to piss everybody off. She said she's going to be performing at the Brit Awards. And on her social media, people were saying, well, that's great. How about if you perform in Vegas?
I mean, it's not the same thing.
It's not. No.
It's not the same thing at all. But I get why if you guys trying to get those tickets was crazy. Like, we all tried to get tickets at the station. We all applied to buy tickets. Only half of us actually got a code to get tickets. And then once you get the code to buy the tickets, you still were not you could have gone through that whole process and not gotten any tickets. So,
and most of the time when you hear tickets being given away on the radio, the promoter has said, hey, here's some tickets, give these away. But not with the Adele show. The promoter was like, we don't need your help.
Yeah.
So yeah, we actually all got online and tried to buy those tickets.
Yeah. So think of a regular person, not a radio station, but a regular person getting through, paying all that money for tickets, then buying your everything to get to Vegas. And then all of a sudden the show doesn't happen. Like, you're out, your hotel, your airfare, you probably took the time off work. You maybe got a sitter, maybe your dog, whatever, all the things that happen. I can see the frustration.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably cancel your hotel if it was more than a few days off.
Yeah.
But if you've got airline tickets, you're going to have to pay to change those. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
I say still go and then find some Adele drag show that's happening and get real drunk and have a good time at the Adele drag show.
Do you want to talk about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at all?
I do, because there are so many people on that list that I think deserve to be there. And I know some controversial things when it comes to what we talked about before that don't necessarily fit in the rock and roll category.
So here's the thing for me with the rock and roll. I can't help but be interested in it because I love music. There are some things about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that I don't like. I think most of the people that decide who's nominated and who gets in are sort of elite. They're not just regular music fans, And so a lot of times they'll end up naming people that, only elite music aficionados would appreciate. So, and I don't like that part of it. The other thing is that fans up until recently have had no say in it. Now they do have a fan vote, but here's how that works. We all go vote, and you can vote a certain number of times per day or per week or whatever. But that whole collection of all of us voting becomes one single vote with the 1,000 other people on the jury. So yes, you do have a voice, but it's so tiny.
I feel that's also how radio ratings work.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So Beck is nominated, and it's his first nomination. Now, here's the criteria to be nominated is that it has to be 25 years after your first commercial release. So anybody who doesn't qualify there cannot be considered. So Beck is nominated. Okay, he's interesting. He definitely did some different kind of music. I don't know. Pat Benatar has been eligible since 2004. She should already be in.
Yeah, she should already. That's like no question.
Kate Bush is nominated, and that's where you get kind of that elite music thing.
Yeah.
She's kind of a darling of music critics. And I don't have any feelings one way or another about Kate Bush. Devo
should already be in, man.
Probably.
Devo.
There's another one that should already be in. Duran Duran.
If you do this, you can thank Devo.
Duran Duran is not in. Neither of the Durans. The Duran or the Duran. Neither one of them are in. Eminem is nominated. This is his first year of eligibility. Absolutely. No question.
Yeah.
He should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Eurythmics have been eligible for a while. Judas Priest has been eligible for decades. They've been nominated twice, and this is their third nomination. Judas Priest should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Fight me.
I could win right now. I just push you over.
Fela Kuti, who I've never heard of, but he is regarded as the pioneer of Afrobeat. Now, I do think it's important we have people like that in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. People that maybe you don't know their name, but they contributed to a sound or a genre.
Yeah.
MC5 is a very respected band.
Yeah.
Not hugely commercially successful, but they were kind of one of the first rock bands in the 60s. Okay, they should probably be in already. New York Dolls also, they were the first. Like, without the New York Dolls, we don't have Kiss.
Right, exactly. They're like pioneers.
Yeah. Dolly Parton. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why should Dolly Parton even be nominated? But
because she has written some of the best music across all genres of all time. And she's Dolly Parton.
And guess what? Her first commercial release was 1967.
Yeah,
so she's been eligible for a long time.
I almost said the F word.
Oh, you can.
I'll ease my way into that one.
Rage Against the Machine is nominated. They've also been eligible for a while. Lionel Richie, first time being nominated. Now, it's not just for Lionel Richie. I don't think it's just his songs. I mean, he's produced a lot of other stuff. He's helped a lot of other musicians. And then Carly Simon. And Carly Simon should already be in too. So your task is which 5 of those get in?
Wait, didn't you miss Tribe Called Quest?
Oh, I did. I'm sorry.
Because Tribe Called Quest has done so much for music that people don't understand. Tribe Called Quest needs to be in there. Whether or not it's this year or not, like, Tribe Called Quest is
I think if any tribe's going to get in, it should be the one called Quest. I can't think of another tribe that should be in besides Quest.
You just are a dad joke. Like,
I am. I wonder why I don't have that on my list here that I'm looking at.
You sent it to me, and I recognized it from the one you sent to me. I don't even have the list up, and I remember.
You know what?
Mike.
I just didn't scroll. I missed one other one. Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
So
picking 5 out of there is really, really hard. So what's your 5, Mike, for this year? If it was, hey, we are going to pick only what Mike says.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Pat Benatar for sure.
Okay.
Judas Priest for sure.
Okay.
Dolly Parton.
Okay.
Between Devo and Duran Duran, I'm gonna have to say Devo.
Mm-hmm.
And then man, who do I pick for the last one? If I go with my heart, it's Rage Against the Machine.
Then go with your heart. I would pick Devo also, Judas Priest as well. I gotta go with New York Dolls on there, Dolly Parton, and I'm gonna go with Tribe Called Quest because I think honestly Eminem has more music to give us. I think Duran Duran will get in next time if they don't get in this time. But I think definitely across the board picking some different people so it's not all the same music. But I love it when they pick those bands like MC5 and sorry.
New York Dolls.
New York Dolls, because then if you didn't know who they were or you didn't even remember them, we go back and we look their music up. And now it's so easy to look that music up because we've got all the streaming services, which is really, really cool. And I want to just say, Lewis here says when they started letting regular people vote, Rush was immediately in, and that was such a great day back in 2013. I love Rush. Rush is a nerdy band.
There are some bands and musicians that should get in on their first year of eligibility. The Foo Fighters got in last year, and it was their first year of eligibility. And so now Dave Grohl's in twice as a member of Nirvana and a member of Foo. Rush should have gotten in on their first ballot.
Yeah.
It was a slap in the face that they didn't get in automatically. And I think other bands like Pat Benatar should have been a first ballot whenever she was eligible in 2004.
Yeah.
I kind of think Eminem should get in his first year.
I mean,
but it's tough because that means somebody else doesn't get in.
I just feel like Tribe Called Quest came first, and we wouldn't have Eminem without them. So let Eminem sit another year, bring the Tribe in, bring Eminem in next year. You know, like it's you know. I do want to say, whoever this Facebook user is, hope we get to hear your opinions on movies, Val. My opinions on movies are all over the place, by the way. I was on Good Things Utah today. You can also go to whattosewithval.com. All my reviews are there. I'm going to be putting up like 6 more reviews this weekend because I am behind on my Sundance reviews. And then starting the Friday or the Thursday after I get back from Alaska, so in 2 weeks, I will be doing one of these live just about the movies that are opening up on the weeks that there are good movies. I want to explain this time of the year for you. January, February to mid-March are the movies that studios have to put out, but they kind of want to hide. They don't really care about very much. So you're really not missing out on anything. Go see Spider-Man. But yeah, go to my webpage. But you can also hear some movie reviews on moviesthatmakeus.com. And follow that on Instagram, Facebook, What to See with Val, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
You're all over the place.
I'm all over the place. Like I'm everywhere. So you will not miss movies with me. So, and hopefully, I will be doing movie reviews maybe on another radio show. I don't know. I can't tell you guys that at all, but I'm hoping in the future I can be not only on Good Things Utah, but then maybe in the morning or afternoon somewhere talking about movies for 5 minutes.
Brad just said that he saw that Billy Idol is having to drop off the Journey tour because of sinus issues.
Oh.
And so he says that we gave him defective tickets.
I didn't give you anything. You can't prove it.
So there's my wife's picks.
Oh, I like that. See, I love Eminem, Joy. Like, I'm up there with you, but I just Tribe Called Quest, man.
Now, somebody else said that Duran Duran should get in over Devo because they have so many more hits. And that is true. But I think Devo was more of a trendsetter than Duran Duran was. Yeah. I think they should both be in already. No argument there. But if I have to pick between Devo and Duran Duran, I'm going with Devo just because they had a bigger influence. This
is what I want to do. I want to have some margaritas and rock out with Eminem with your wife.
Yeah.
I love Eminem. Getting ready in the morning, this morning before I went on TV, because usually I'm at the station, right? Before I go. So I'm in my bathroom with the door shut and I've got Eminem going and I'm putting on my cute little like 4 TV dress, trying to get all pumped. And it's Eminem that I listen to, trying to get all pumped and ready to go to be on TV. It's Eminem. All right. Such a variety to choose from. There are so many groups who will easily get more chances to get into the Hall of Fame another time. Agreed.
I think maybe they should maybe do 7 a year, maybe 8 a year.
I think 7's a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 7's a good number. Yep.
Oh, Susan says that she'll take your defective tickets, Brad. I saw Billy Idol years ago in what it would have been, like 93, 94. He came to the Huntsman Center, and I was pretty excited to see him. And then when I got to the show, the volume of the concert was such that we could talk about this level and hear each other just fine.
Oh, wow.
Now, when you see Billy Idol, you don't want it to be quiet.
No, I want to be like...
Yeah.
And you know what I want? I want to look over to the right, and I want to see Miley Cyrus there. That's what I want to see.
Oh,
like, I met the Billy,
okay.
because she loves Billy Idol, and she did like a whole photo shoot, like looking like Billy Idol, and then Billy Idol did a photo shoot with her. It was awesome. Lewis says, seeing Elton John at LA Dodgers Stadium November, Val, I'll be sure to take a lot of pictures. Please do. I am seeing Billy Idol in April.
You mean Elton John?
Sorry, Elton John, not Billy Idol. I'm seeing Elton John, who is my number one favorite of all time, at Hershey, Pennsylvania. So my awesome husband bought me tickets like 7 years ago. And we're finally
back when Crocodile Rock first came out.
So yes, take a lot of pictures. I will take a lot of pictures. And KOTB tickets will be going to someone else.
So some of these shows being postponed so long, it's crazy. We bought tickets to see Eliza Schlesinger, the comedian.
Yeah.
And my wife's best friend, we gave them to her for her birthday, but I think it was 3 birthdays ago, and the show still hasn't happened. It's supposed to happen in June.
Oh my gosh.
Which is kind of crazy that shows get postponed that long.
How about that one, Mike? Billy Idol versus Toto.
If neither one of them are in, I don't know if either one of them are in, but I would go Toto over Billy Idol. Sorry, better musicians. Billy Idol is definitely fun, but Toto is very respected musicians. Are they in?
And Toto is the rains down in Africa, right? Is that Toto?
Correct.
So in the movie that I saw that's opening up today, Moonfall, at the beginning of the movie, you've got 2 astronauts out in the middle of space. Halle Berry is in the spaceship, and the other guy is out in space, and they're arguing over, is it you miss the rains down in Africa? And she's like, no, it's not miss the rains down in Africa. Mike, what is the correct word if it's not I miss the rains down in Africa?
I don't know.
I bless the rains.
Is that not
down? It's I bless the rains down in Africa. Yeah. By the way, Halle Berry, I don't care how bad the movie is, even Catwoman, like I'd watch Halle Berry paint a fence. Like I love
I'd watch
Halle
her
Berry.
take a nap. I'd watch her take a nap. I'd probably get arrested, but I would. So Toto has been eligible since 2004. They have never even been nominated.
Oh my gosh. We need to all write a letter, you guys. All 25 of us that are here right now. And thank you for being here. Like, we weren't sure what this was going to be like. We'll do this again next Friday. Yeah, Mike? You want to do this again next Friday?
Sure.
Same time, same hour, unless one of us gets a job and then we have to change it.
This is.
I actually
Idol's
don't know.
Eligible.
I don't know if I can do it at 3. I'm leaving on a plane I have a flight at 5, so we might have to do it on a Thursday.
Oh yeah, we'd have to maybe noon next Friday.
Yeah, maybe that.
Let me check my calendar. Oh yeah, I'm open.
I'm pretty sure I will be as well. I won Kelly Flex in Vegas. Yeah.
What do you call someone who refuses to fart in public?
Me.
A private tutor.
I won't do it. And when I was in high school, I would not go number 2 in the public restrooms at school. I would go home. Yeah, I was shipwrecked.
Let me tell you,
that was me.
Val, there's the second swear word. So Val and I did the morning show together for 6 years and 7 months. Is that what you said it was?
9 months. 6 years.
6 years and 6 years and 9 months. And I don't think either one of us ever farted in the studio on purpose.
Nope.
Maybe accidentally. But when it came to burping, the very first time, we'd probably been on the air together just a few days. and Val belched accidentally, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, excuse me." And I was like, listen. This room's too small to fart in, but we are going to belch at will.
Home bowler. I love that. Val, that's called a home bowler. That's so fun. That. So this is the thing. I am not good at producing bodily functions like on command. I'm not good at burping. I'm not good at farting. I'm not good at spitting. And so my burps though, so I'm always just, and I never would do them in public. So for me to burp in front of Mike, like I was so embarrassed. But then after that, he would start rating me, and my daughter started rating me on like, okay, that was like a 2, that was all right. Cause I'm not good at burping, but we found out this last year, I'm really good at burping after eating apples.
Yeah.
That's when the best burps come, but they're still not as good as most people's burps. They're like little kid burps.
But after that first time, we would burp at will, and nobody ever would say, "Excuse me," or "Sorry." You just let it rip. And then Val told me after a couple of years, like she was out in just public with regular people, and she just belched. She forgot. Oh, wait, I'm not in the studio.
Jim says my wife has never farted around me. So
I wish I could say that.
I have done it not on
Jim's
purpose.
wife farts around me all the time.
See, this is a conversation we could never have on the air. We can't talk about poop or farting or anything like that. But like my daughter, my husband, like they fart and burp like nobody's business. Even my dogs fart like ridiculous amount. I try not to do it in front of anyone, but of course sometimes, like I woke myself up once when I was first dating Dave. And Sammy and I were over at Dave's house, and they were doing an art project, and I was sleeping on the couch, and I woke myself up, and they both looked, and I was so devastated, and they both looked over at me, and then they just went back to like painting skateboards, whatever they were doing, because that's like what they do all the time. But I was so embarrassed.
I'm going to tell you about the first time my wife farted in front of me.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm sure she won't be too happy about it. But it's a good story. It's a really good story.
Okay.
So we hadn't been dating very long at all. This is when I lived in Albuquerque, and so I met her there. And we had been on, I don't know, a dozen dates, something like that. And I said, "Hey, let's go away to Santa Fe for the weekend." So this is back when I was romantic. Oh, Joy says, "I knew you were going to go there." So I got us a little bed and breakfast in Santa Fe, and I got us tickets to the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. And we also went to a really fancy spa, 10,000 Waves that's up. Is that what it's called, Joy? 10,000 Waves? That doesn't seem right. So it was like a nice little romantic weekend.
Yeah.
And it was, I think we stayed 2 nights, but it was the first night, and it was the middle of the night. And all of a sudden she farted, I think in her sleep. But right after it happened, she goes, "No!"
Joy, I get you. I was so devastated in my mind. I was like, please, maybe that was louder for me than it was for them. And so I got you. Yeah.
It's a free-for-all at our house now.
I can't, I probably just fart in my sleep more than anything, just because I can't do it in front of other people. On purpose. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, is a different story. But I know, can I tell a farting story of yours?
Me?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Nothing
off limits here.
So yeah, we have like 5 minutes left, so we might as well end on a fart story with Mike. So it was not too long ago, and you went out and you're like, I have to go pee-pees. That's what he would say, and he'd go out and go to the bathroom. And then you came back in and you're like, I just crop dusted the whole hall.
Look at this long hall.
I don't know if that's when people were in the building or not. Like, was the rock show over there? Like, I
don't know. Going down the hall to the bathroom, we'd go past K-Bear's studio, and they keep their door propped open all the time. So that's
so it would just suck in there.
If you're going to prop your door open, that's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. Well, this was fun. Did you have fun?
I did, yeah, and I want to do it again.
Okay. Did you guys all have fun? This was a good time. I will make sure that I post probably a day in advance, because I know like we all have ADD out there. So if I give you too many days in advance to know when we're coming, you're just going to forget about it. So, but let us know what you guys want us to talk about. We're going to find things. Mike's really good. If you have noticed on our Val and Mike page, he's over posting right now, which is a lot of fun. You guys are enjoying it, but pretty soon he's going to run out for a little bit.
You're going to see in the next couple of days it backs off a little bit. But here's the thing. I was doing all of the posting for our station Facebook page. And so I feel like I need to fill that void. So
yeah, no, it's great. I'm just thinking maybe he thinks I'm not putting in my time. But
no.
I promise I'm doing things and stuff.
No, I enjoy doing that. And the other thing that I enjoy now is that there's fewer rules. We had very strict rules about what we could and could not post on the station Facebook page. So our Facebook page, I'm going to post whatever the hell I want.
So we'll probably chat next week right before I go to Alaska. And then when I get back from Alaska, we'll probably talk a little bit about that and about some other things. I do want to tell you guys that originally Mike wanted to do a podcast all about bowel movements. And so I believe that we're going to integrate some of that stuff into our shows, because what's better to talk about than poop? We all do it.
I even have a name for the podcast. I would like to call it Fecal Matters.
Do you want me to change the name to our podcast?
And it's not just poo-poo humor. I mean, I think we would have, a doctor on and maybe take questions from people like, it's green. What does that mean? So maybe we'll get into a little bit of that next week.
You have taught me so much about fiber and pooping, Mike. It's just the amount of time that I feel like what I would have paid a doctor would have been a lot of money, but I worked with. No, it's not. It's
the older you get, the more important fiber becomes.
Oh, I want to let you know what I learned today.
Oh, okay.
I forgot how much of it, like 3 grams of dark chocolate is the same amount of fiber, and I'll get the exact grams. That might be wrong.
As
but
a
it's
bushel of apples.
As one apple. One apple. So dark chocolate, you can have, I think it was like this big of dark chocolate was the same as an apple. So I know you don't really love dark chocolate, but I do. I'll eat yours.
What's that name, that restaurant that I like? Betos?
Betos?
One of their burritos is the same as a bushel of apples for me.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
That'll clean you right out.
On that note, we are going to head out. We will be back next week. And again, you can still check out my movie reviews, whattoseewithval.com. And then more from us later. Keep posting on our Val and Mike page. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.